Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mandy. If you are new here, hey, I do all things beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. I'm so excited to have you here today. If you have not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you get alerted every time I post a new video. As you can see, if you are not new, I have a new little setup, which I'm super excited about because my lighting is so much better. Hopefully you guys like it. Let me know down below. Today, I'm going to be talking about this cute wig. It is giving me all the Beyonce and Danny Lay vibes. I'm super excited about it. I normally get longer wigs, as most of you know, but it has been so freaking hot. I resorted back to my old ways and got some 14-inch hair, which I actually love it. It's keeping me way cooler than my other wigs, so I'm excited. So this hair I got off of Amazon. I got it from the Smartnov store, I believe it's called. This is the 14-inch water wave highlighted curly wig in the color 427, and I love it. It has these cute face framing highlights. It's so cute. Anyway, this is a T-part wig, meaning it is not completely lace here. So it just had lace in the front. So a T-part wig, you can just only part it in a T right here. So depending on how you put it on your head, if you put it this way, you can have a little side part or you can have a middle part. But it's not a free part, so you can't part it anywhere else. So this is a 13x1 T-part lace wig. It is 150% density. I am so obsessed with this. It is so cute. So in the description, it said that the knots were bleached. There was baby hairs pre-plucked. I didn't see any baby hairs. I did have to add those myself. And then I did go ahead and re-bleach the knots because they were still pretty dark. So I bleached them and then I just touched them up with some concealer. So it looks pretty good. There was a slight smell also when I got it, but of course the hair comes from warehouses, so that's kind of That's kind of to be expected. So when I bleached the knots, I did go ahead and just wash the entire wig, and now it's perfectly fine. It smells great. Anyway, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how I did my install. So I will link everything I used down below for you guys. So if you want to see how I installed this, keep watching, and let's go ahead and get straight into the video. So the first thing I did was take some eco styling gel and then an edge comb and brush back my hair so that nothing would be sticking out once I put the wig cap on. Once I got the cap on, I went ahead and made sure to pull it down over my ears, and then I took some Got2b glued spray and I sprayed all around my hairline, mostly on the cap but also a little bit onto my hair to make sure that it sticks. You also want to make sure that you get around the ear area very well so that once you cut that extra cap off, it stays in place. Once I made sure that I thoroughly sprayed all around the cap, I went ahead and blow dried it until it was completely dry. Once it was completely dry, I took my Real Techniques 200 brush and my Milani Cream to Powder foundation in the color 230 and just placed that all over my wig cap. This basically is just to blend the cap with your skin so that once you put the wig on, the cap will be undetectable and it will melt better. So once I was finished with that, I went ahead and cut the ear tabs out on the cap, and then I proceeded to cut the rest of the excess cap off. I'm not really sure why I decided to cut the earpiece off first. I normally cut the middle and then I work my way around to the ears. That actually works better. If you cut the ear part first, then it's gonna give you a little like wrinkle in the cap. So I suggest cutting the middle of the cap first and then coming down to cut the extra pieces off of the ears and the sides. So as you're cutting, just pull back the cap a little bit to make sure that it's just about an inch or half an inch from your hairline, and then just cut that off. Once I'm completely done cutting off the excess cap, you'll see that the cap is a little bit rolled on the very ends. So what I do is take my rat tail comb and the black Got2b glued gel, and I just take little dots and I place it all around the outside of the cap. I get a little bit onto the cap, but not a whole lot, because if you do, once that cap gets wet, it will start to roll. So I put it right in front of the cap, let it start to dry a little bit and get kind of tacky. and then I start to smooth down on the cap into the gel. And you can also take the blow dryer to dry it a little bit to make it tacky and pull it down and blow dry as you go with the rat tail comb. Just make sure that you're using a cool setting on your blow dryer. So once that's completely dry, what you'll see I'm doing here is just positioning my wig to make sure that I cut off enough of that cap. It fits exactly how I want it, so I'm good with that, so I can move on to the next step. So once I was good with that, what I did was flip my wig inside out, and I'm just tinting the lace just so that it will match more with my skin and also just kind of help conceal some of those knots that didn't pull so well when I bleached it. So I'm just using a brush and my Wet n Wild Color Con bronzer. So the next thing I'm doing here is just taking some rubbing alcohol and wiping away the excess spray and gel. So now what you're going to do is just put the wig on, make sure that the ear tabs are lined up, it's laying exactly where you want it, and then you're going to go ahead and start securing your wig down. So here again, I'm taking the end of my rat tail comb and some of the black Got2b glued gel, and I'm placing it all around my head. Then you're going to want to let that dry until it's pretty tacky, and then you're going to go ahead and spray a layer of the Got2b spray over top. I'm just using the blow dryer here just to help speed up the process of getting it tacky. Here I'm just doing a quick little check to see if it's ready. And then once that spray is applied, I'm using the blow dryer again just to make sure that it's super, super tacky, so when I lay the lace down, it's gonna stick really well. So once I get it to the consistency that I want, I pull the lace down and then I take my comb and I just kind of brush the hair back. So one, the hair doesn't get super stiff with the product there, and two, it just kind of helps lay it down exactly where I want it. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I didn't put any gel or spray right along the ear tabs, and I'll show you why in just a second. But next I'm gonna take the Got2b glued spray and just spray it right around the hairline. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my scarf and I'm just gonna wrap it around. This is gonna really help to melt that lace into your skin. So once that's completely dry, you can go ahead and remove your scarf and you can go ahead and cut your lace into 3 sections. So I normally actually cut my lace first and then I spray it, but I think I was just nervous because this was my first time recording this type of video for you guys. So yeah, I did a little backwards, but that's fine because once I cut it off, even though it's a little bit flaky, if you can see there on the lace, I'm gonna go ahead and fix that with some spray and melt it, and you'll see in a minute. And make sure when you're cutting your lace, you do it in kind of like a jagged line. You don't want a completely straight line, otherwise your lace is going to be super noticeable. I normally take like an eyebrow razor and cut my lace, but I couldn't find it when I was about to make this video. So that's why I'm using scissors, but the eyebrow razor works really well so that you don't get those completely straight lines that make it look fake. So see here, I left the ear tab pieces, and the reason being is it just makes it way easier to cut the ear tabs. And by ear tabs, I mean you're gonna want an extra space so that your ear can come out. So when it lays, it looks as realistic as possible. So what I did was pull my hair back, and then I basically just parted right there. I'm zooming in so you can see it literally is like a line. You just cut straight back around your ear and cut that little piece of lace right off. See? And then I went ahead and did it on the other side. So part the hair, pin it back, and literally just cut on the line. And then again, take that rubbing alcohol and clean off that excess spray. So the next thing I'm going to do is spray as close to the hairline as possible with the Got2b glued spray. And then I'm just tapping it on very lightly so I don't make a mess and I get it exactly on the edges that are still lifted. So once I get that on there, I'm going to let it get a little bit tacky, and then I'm going to take the end of my comb and just tap it down. And then once that's on there, wrap my scarf, and once it's completely dry, we'll come back and we'll take it off. Okay, so it's completely dry, so we can remove our scarf, and look at that. It is completely melted. Looks beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and just brush the hair back a little bit and get to styling. So I'm just taking a water bottle and I'm resaturating the hair now. And then I use the Herbal Essences Set Me Up Mousse to help style it. I normally use, I think it's called a Lot of Body, but I was pretty much out by the time I recorded this video. But I will link that down below for you guys. That's my favorite mousse and it works really, really well. So once it was resaturated and I put the mousse in, I just took my paddle brush and I brushed it all through. And then I took some mousse and I just placed it in the front right there. And that's just gonna give you that like realistic lift that you always see when everybody puts their wigs on. So I just placed it there, and it also had a little bit of the Got2b spray in it as well. So now I'm just going ahead and I'm separating out some baby hairs. So with the T-part wigs, since there's not a lot of space to pluck your hair to make it look super realistic, baby hairs are gonna be your best friend. So I don't like a lot of baby hairs. I just did it right 2 little parts in the front and it looked super cute. And make sure with your baby hairs you're not cutting in a straight, like blunt cut. Kind of cut down and taper them a little bit, if that makes sense. And then I just went in with my edge brush and I took some Eco Styling Gel and I just swoop and it looked real cute. So after I styled my baby hairs, I went ahead and added some Got2b moisturizing curl activator cream because I didn't like how the mousse was holding and it looked so cute. Here are some pros and cons to the wig. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching and have a blessed day. Bye.